Right, leading the Nightline tonight, a total of 3,019 people will sheltering at 40 temporary relief centres or PBS across 7 divisions in Sarawak as of 4 p.m. today. Serian remains the worst affected division with 26 active evacuation centres, housing more than 1,800 displaced persons from 533 households. Samarahan is the second most affected division, where 6 evacuation centres are currently sheltering 592 people from 185 households.
One evacuation centre is housing 198 victims. Miri has activated 3 evacuation centres providing shelter to 158 people. Bintulu recorded 120 evacuees across 2 centres, while Cebu reported 86 displaced persons. In Kuching, 57 people are currently sheltered at 1 temporary evacuation centre. Meanwhile, 3 evacuation centres have been closed following improved weather and flood conditions. These are Dewan Serbaguna Kampung Bicurai, Dewan Serbaguna Kampung Belimbing in Bau, and Masjid Darul Haswah in Kampung Lintang Baru, Serian.
The Sarawak Teachers Union STU supports a review of the reintroduction of UPSR and PT3 examinations, highlighting the need to balance holistic learning with administrative duties. As President Golin Jayang says that while school-based assessments provide a holistic view of student progress, teachers still need sufficient time to focus on teaching and guiding their students effectively.
Kita juga tidak menafikan kepentingan sistem pengukuran yang sedia ada, yang dikatakan lebih holistik. Namun kita jangkakan sistem peperiksaan juga mampu mengukur tahap pelajar secara holistik jika pengendalian peperiksaan dan juga aras pengukuran diselaraskan mengikut keperluan, kecerdasan dan minat murid.
He emphasizes that teacher must prioritize teaching and learning while non-essential tasks are classified as administrative duties.
Kita menekankan bahawa segala tugas-tugas sampingan guru seperti mengadakan aktiviti bersama pelajar, pertandingan, kem, kuis, bengkel dan sebagainya yang kurang memberi impak kepada pendidikan. Dan selain itu juga kita menekankan bahawa guru perlu dielakkan atau dikurangkan berkaitan dengan pengisian data secara online serta tugas-tugas yang tidak berkaitan dengan pendidikan, iaitu kerja-kerja pengkeranian, dikelaskan sebagai kerja-kerja pengkeranian. Jadi perkara ini harus dilihat baliklah oleh KPM supaya guru boleh terus memberi tumpuan dan persediaan sebelum masuk ke kelas masing-masing.
On Friday, the Education Ministry announced it is studying the need to reintroduce the UPSR primary and PT3 lower secondary examinations. The National Education Advisory Council has been tasked with the review, taking into account concerns raised by parents and teachers. The Cabinet will make a decision after the Council completes its study and submits its findings and recommendations.
19 individuals were rounded up in a special integrated operation rescuing the poor and homeless conducted around Cebu town last night. They consisted of 16 males and 3 females, and 7 of them tested positive for meth. Cebu Residence Office Administrative Officer Maria Naja Jimmy Jellis says the operation was launched to address the problem of the presence of homeless people following recent complaints from the public. The operation entailed the cooperation of about 80 personnel from various major agencies, including the Royal Malaysian Police, Cebu Municipal Council, Social Welfare Department, the National Anti-Drugs Agency AADK, and the Health Department. Those found guilty of drug abuse will be detained by AADK, while those who are homeless will be temporarily placed at homeless transit centres. On to the next update. The family of a Sarawakian woman who has been missing for nearly 2 months has turned to Milton Fu, the Sarawak United People's Party SUPP Public Complaints Bureau, to help find her. Fu says the Sarawak office of the Foreign Affairs Ministry has been informed, but Hong Kong authorities have yet to provide any updates. The woman, 34-year-old Ellen Ng, left home on November 8th, claiming she was travelling to Hong Kong for a training program.
I would like to seek help from the Consul General of Malaysia in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, we have a General Consul General to check with the authorities of Hong Kong, whether the immigration or the custom, whether this particular person has entered Hong Kong.
Fu says Ng's employer confirmed no such training was scheduled, raising questions about the real purpose of her trip. She briefly contacted her younger brother to assure him she was fine, but communication stopped shortly after. The family filed a police report on November 13th and informed the Sarawak Foreign Affairs Office requesting assistance in locating her. Her final contact on November 14th provided only a Google Maps address in Hong Kong without a live location, making her exact whereabouts impossible to verify. Fu adds that he will continue to follow up with the relevant agencies and provide the family with updates as new information emerges.
The government has approved an additional 5 million ringgit allocation this year to support the operations and maintenance of Zoo Negara, in recognition of its strong performance as a key tourism attraction and centre for environmental education. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the 5 million ringgit allocation announced last year was channeled towards upgrading facilities, strengthening supervision and enhancing visitor experience at the National Zoo.
Bila saya datang dulu, saya umumkan 5 juta ringgit tahun lalu untuk memberikan kemudahan dan penyediaan tambahan di Zoo Negara ini kerana prestasi mereka membanggakan dan tarikan pelancongan dan juga lawatan anak-anak sekolah, memberikan pendedahan mereka agar lebih mesra alam. Tahun ini saya luluskan 5 juta untuk pengurusan mereka dan penyelenggaraan kawasan ini.
And former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad is undergoing treatment at the National Heart Institute following a hip fracture. According to a press statement on Facebook, non-surgical physiotherapy was selected as the best treatment after consultations with specialists at the National Heart Institute, University Kebangsaan Malaysia Hospital and Kuala Lumpur Hospital. The recovery process is expected to take time due to his age. Tun Mahathir fell at his residence on January 6 and continues to receive physiotherapy to support his hip recovery. Visits to the former Prime Minister are currently limited to close family members as he continues his treatment. The arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro by U.S. forces marks a dramatic escalation in Washington's long-standing involvement in Latin American affairs, carried out under the banner of counter-narcotics and national security. From covert operations and sanctions to direct political and military pressure, the U.S. has repeatedly shaped outcomes across the region for decades. And to understand where this latest move fits into that history, we now go to RT's Marina Kosareva with a report.
While some in the world are shocked that the U.S. could kidnap a country's president and forcibly move him and his wife to face Washington's version of justice, others are confused that anyone is surprised at all. After all, interference is what Americans know best, and we've been observing them doing it on various continents for decades.
Are you paranoid about the United States?
No.
Not at all. I'm just being realistic. If you could ask them that question you asked me. The thing is, you can't, because most of them are dead. Ask that question to Jacobo Arbenz, who was president of Guatemala when I was born. Just because he wanted to carry out agrarian reform, the United States invaded and overthrew him. You could ask that question to João Goulart, the Brazilian. The United States overthrew him. You could ask that question to my General Omar Torrijos, assassinated by the CIA, and many others. I'm not paranoid. It is the truth.
Operation Condor was a covert CIA operation to oust Chile's democratically elected president, Salvador Allende. Now, U.S. spies gave local willing participants money, guns, and guarantees of U.S. support for a military government, as long as they eliminated left-wing sympathizers. It led to chaos and murders. That's when they changed their strategy in Chile, from an outright coup to quietly undermining the government. And eventually, they got what they wanted when the head of the army turned on his president and launched a violent overthrow. Well, Augusto Pinochet went on to establish a brutal 17-year military dictatorship during which thousands of people were tortured, killed, or disappeared. Because these interventions are not about people. It's about money. And it's this common hatred towards American imperialism which brought Fidel Castro and Che Guevara together, who successfully overthrew Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista.
Our country does not drop bombs on other nations. We do not send thousands of planes to bomb cities. Our country does not possess nuclear weapons, chemical weapons, or biological weapons.
When coups and interventions fail, the U.S. reverts back to quiet attempts to undermine the government on the down low. At the same time, they try to suffocate the local population into action by introducing crippling sanctions aimed at destroying a country if they don't play by American rules.
Mr. President, Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So just what your message is about that. Well, he
has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine and they're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
We talked about a drug caliphate in our backyard. You know, we had Venezuela, we have Cuba, we have Colombia in our backyard.
The U.S. has shown once again its blatant disregard for international law and order. And they will continue on that course because they're used to getting what they want, one way or another. Venezuela has been targeted for years because of its oil reserves. Some could argue that torture is when you put a foreign government's interest above your own. But Latin America is used to such leading characters who do it either to fill their pockets or under the illusion that it will benefit the country.
Forget about Saudi Arabia. Forget about the Saudis. I mean, we have more oil. I mean, infinite potential. And we're going to open markets. We're going to kick off the government from the oil sector. We are going to privatize all our industry.
Did you at any point offer to give him the Nobel Peace Prize?
We believe the Venezuelan people, because this is a prize of the Venezuelan people, certainly want to give it to him and share it with him.
But the spirits of people like Bolivar, Che Guevara, and Chavez lives on.
All over Venezuela, people are demanding that the world respect Venezuela's sovereignty, that our independence be respected, that our president be returned to us.
It's safe to say that the world is finally waking up to what's really going on and has been going on for far too long. The reality is that leaders in the Western Hemisphere have two options, really: toe the line or be a dead man walking.
And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shul Shmato. Thank you for watching and have a good night.